Well, greetings everyone and welcome back to the Bass Blaster Audio Tech YouTube channel. And in this video we got a little bit of a fun one. Here on the workbench, this is another, it doesn't hardly fit in the frame. I've got two Pioneer 6-disc CD changers. These both came from the same era. You could buy these both at the same time. This one here in the top, this is a PD-M701. I've owned this one for about 3 years. But only about a year ago, I finally put it in my stack. This replaced my TAC. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to go look in the other room. It was just a single disc, 6-disc. I got this. I bought 3 pieces from a buddy of mine I went to school with, and I think I paid like $30 for it. I got this, my Sansui SE8, and hell if I remember the model number, and a dual cassette deck Fisher cassette deck. That made perfect sense. But let's fast forward. Well, damn, about a year ago now, I helped a different buddy from my school. I helped him move. And I took home a bunch of shit from their old house they didn't want, and one of them was this. This is a Pioneer PD-M701. Now, I hi-fi engined the both of them. This deck is slightly better, but honestly not really by a lot. And the only reason I want to swap this deck for this one is it's just bigger and it looks cooler on my stack. However, it's got a bit of an issue. Now, we slide this in my daily here, and of course it fires right up. Let's say we want disc 4. I got a better idea. Now, both of these decks, I believe, use the same mechanism, because these carts, you put the disc in upside down, right? Whoa! You be careful of that. And this is the same cart that Pioneer used in their car trunk-mounted disc changers. As par for the course, the only cart I have came with this one. This one did not have the cart, but as I said, it's the same mechanism. It just spits it out at you. It's almost like a VCR. It's kind of neat. So we took the top off of the 423. See, there's not a lot inside of these things. These 90 CD players were becoming pretty compact. Now, if I can figure out where to set the tripod at, this should be pretty good. How this works is when you load in your cart, alright, so it just loaded disc 1. Let's make our way to disc 6. Hit play. The whole player mech drops down, and there's some arm you can't see that grabs the cart, the thing the disc sits on, and spins it out like this. And see, the lens is upside down. Let's go and stop this. I want to go back to disc 3. And of course, like a normal CD player, say if I want to skip tracks up a little bit, you can just see that moving. Alright, we're currently playing track 7 on disc 3. Well, I don't like this cart. I'm going to swap out my other cart that has my, I don't know, my jazz music in it. Eject. Spits it back in, and it pushes it out just like a VHS player does. I put the cover back on, and now I've lost where I put my cartridge. So, found my cart. I've already forgotten if I said or not, because that's just how I am. This deck works absolutely flawlessly. Nothing wrong with it. So let's move back to the next contender in my audio stack that I didn't shut off. Load him up. This, how can I show this? I know. It's midnight, and I'm not sticking this into my big amps because, well, my cable just won't reach. Now, this deck is fancier. I can just jump straight to disc 5, any of the discs. This talkback operation is fun, but I don't know if you can hear. I'll move the camera nice and close to it. Something is not too happy inside this deck. Okay, it's making a liar out of me. When I plugged it in about 3 days ago, it did play. Now, it is not playing. Apart from clicking a little louder than it did a few days ago. And I've also got these fancy buttons where I can go directly to a track. but my track 8 button is stuck. That's probably as easy as just popping the face off, pulling the board, and sticking the button back through the hole. And it also skips very badly. And I can promise you, okay, that's disc 5. See it on the little indicator. Whoa, exposure. Disc 5, right? Clean. It's a clean disc. Plays perfectly on this little deck. This one, it doesn't want to. Now, me, I've never worked on a CD player. I don't have the tools to test the laser, to calibrate them. All that, I don't have that. So, I'm hoping I can get lucky if there's something obviously wrong inside this. I don't think I'm going to go through switching the entire mechanism if they are exactly the same. This one is obviously not as clean as my other one. Nasty. Alright, just got the screws out. I'll just set them underneath the tripod. Comes apart the exact same way. Oh, the corner's snagged. I'll have to look at the footage, but this mech looks almost exactly the same. Now, according to Hi-Fi Engine, the only thing that really makes this deck an actual upgrade over the little one is this guy right here. We'll flip it in editing, it's upside down. This is the Pioneer PD-M701. That is the digital converter that this deck uses, obviously. But this deck mechanism looks the same. I lost the damn cart again. Here it is. Now it's on top of the speakers. Yeah, I think it's the exact same mechanism. So when I hit eject, does this same bar come forward like it did on the 4 something or other? Yep, it's the same. We are ticking, and I don't know why. Oh, it just skipped. I just watched the whole cart move back like 2 tracks worth. Oh, it hasn't even started playing. And now it's not ticking as badly. I think something is just out of alignment, but I have no idea where to even look. I've never touched a CD player. It's marked on the board if you're scoping what the test points are for. I don't have a oscilloscope with a high enough bandwidth to mess with any of this digital stuff. Is it still playing? Nope. It stops ticking if I lift this up. So I'm gonna stop this. We're gonna plug the headphones back in. I'm gonna lift it up and we're gonna see if it starts playing normally again. That was my toe. Now this music is obviously not copyright free, however, it's to the point where I don't think YouTube will pick it up because it's not going to be blasting loud. And it starts right up. Wow, imagine those on my head. This CD is fun. One of the tracks is an EDM, or not EDM, an electronic cover of Bob Marley's Sun is Shining, and it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's playing great. So there's some reason it's sagging. The mechanism is sagging. It's a pretty cool song. And it's really hard, like this version of the song I've not found online. Anywhere. Now if I drop that, turn the volume down, still playing. What's another? Here, let's change discs, but I can't hold it while it does that. Let me hurry back up here. I don't have these discs memorized. I don't know if you heard. When I held it, it played, and when I let it down, Mr. Khalifa just instantly started skipping. I didn't know I had Drake's headlines on CD. What? Alright, let's go ahead and stop that and eject this just for peace of mind. Alright, so it is about 12:15 in the morning. I want to be up before noon. So it looks like I've pinpointed pretty roughly what the issue is. I think something on the mech is just worn out and it's causing the I don't know the technical names. This whole assembly to sag. Because when I hold it up, it plays fine. So we're going to unplug this so it can discharge overnight. Actually, I was wrong. This and the other Pioneer are linear supplies. Because that is a bridge rectifier. And this is a bulk Nippon Chemicon filter cap. That is not a switching transformer. That's a normal iron I-core, I believe. Alright, next morning it is exactly noon. I've already plugged my headphones in. I played with it for probably about 15 minutes. Same thing, skips, scrapes, pick it up, works fine. So I was looking at this more. I think this whole thing, as one, will just come out. I also found I could operate this by hand to drop the player down. You can see how it works. It rides on a set of staircases, pretty much, for lack of a better term. Alright, so we got one ribbon cable, and then we have two normal wires and headers, but they're different colors. Yep, and they come right out. A zip tie that's soldered to the motherboard? That's cool. Try not to grab something covered in grease again. Right, yeah, that's not coming out. We gotta take the face off this thing. Well, now we have a chassis. Power, the main board. It's got a couple quad flat packs on the bottom of it. Set him to. Let's set this on the floor. Alright, so I just need to pop this big board here out. I should be able to get that button back in place. So, I changed my mind. I'm actually going to pull the whole boards. This way I can take this in and clean it. It's broken, that's why. See, its little arm right there is broken. This is probably the easiest face. Every time I do that, something else comes flying out. There's for the power button, power light, anything else. Well, I'm going to take this in, get some warm soapy water, clean these plastics up, then I'll be back. So here's the plan. This is the side I was lifting up on. I can see these little shock rubber washers are really squished on the side that the forks from the laser assembly sit on. What I'm going to take them off and I'm going to flip them. And if that doesn't work, I can try sticking a couple washers under it to force it up a little bit. Because we can see here, there's a good bit of room because they've been squished so much over the years. That's a little too much play for a CD mech. Okay, so now that I've pulled them out, they're actually very minimally squished. This side is squishier than this one. Let's put the screws back in and see how much play there still is. A lot. Holy fuck, look at that. Yeah, none of these plastic mounts are broke. These gears are really dry. They might need lubed up, but I don't have any of the proper lube this stuff takes. CMK54XT, that's what the laser is. So why is it sagging so damn much and causing everything to skip? Because I like bouncing around various times of the day. And so what I'm going to do is I stuck my finger in grease again. God damn it. So what I'm going to do is, since this is the heavy side, where there's two motors, and this side's light, almost weighs nothing. I'm going to get the rubber mounts from here and here, and I'm going to flip them and see if that'll hold the side up a little more. Alright, I flipped the rubber grommets, stuck it back down, but to test it, I need to stick it back in the chassis, And to do that, I gotta have the front back on it. So I figured what a better time than now to stick the front back on. Still a couple little spots. It ain't gonna be perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was. I just gotta watch this number 8 key. Okay, it's not stuck, should be good. I never understood how people manage to get buttons stuck like that. Like, how fucking hard do you have to press the button to do that? Yep, it's the cover for the remote control, which I of course don't have. These are nice moldings. It's almost like a model car. Just drop right in. Oh, and I did see 2 extra buttons. Multi-memory stored music type, but these are only for the M801, which is, I'd assume, the model right above this one. Okay, there you go. It's got little arrows that even point to the plastic sprinkler. Well, I guess it helps if it's in shot. The little plastic tabs got arrows pointing to them. Ain't that neat? I guess that's one thing you got with buying the better brands is they're a lot easier to take apart. Like arrows pointing to the screws you got to remove, which was helpful because with some stuff there's certain screws you don't actually have to take out. That's why it won't go down, you fucking genius. Oop, that side's not screwed down. Oh god, that's a big ass ribbon cable. Let me hold this. There's our 8 key. Jammed again. What just fell out? Starting to think we're just not going to have a number 8 key. Alright, so where it broke, kind of stretched, and it was binding so the button wouldn't go straight. So I just got my model car hobby knife and trimmed it down, and maybe I can get it to push through and stay through. Ah! Now it does push crooked, but it's not binding, and the button does actually click. Yeah, we just have to be careful with number 8. It's funny just how light this chassis is with just the main motherboard in it. I keep wanting to call it a power supply, but I catch myself because it's everything. If we learn our lesson from last time, it's much easier to put in with the face off. And I fucking did it again. What's funny is the staircase is on the back here, but on this side the staircase is on this side. So to avoid touching the grease, I gotta grab it at an angle. Which I do need to move this because it's covering the screw holes. There we go. So this side's got 1 greased up staircase. And this side's got 2. No wonder no matter where I touch it I get fucking greasy. Just get it right. Falls right into place. Starting to get really bored of my non-magnetic screwdrivers. Look at that, we got 4 harnesses, but each one is its own color. Can't get them mixed up. Now we can plug it in. Alright, we got standby light. Turns on. Transports just went back. Just load up a cart. Alright, disc 1. Oh no, it sounds even worse. Now it just went to disc 5. Let's go back to 4 and play. Ugh. It's playing. Nope, it just skipped and it went to disc 5. It's sitting too low. This whole thing needs to be lifted up. So I took the laser transport out again. I alligator clipped this ground wire just in case it was a requirement. We're going to take a little peek at how this works. Watch the lens. Trying to read. It's obviously not going to read it. So I'm trying to figure out what this arm here is for. This one here. I'm not sure. I see this wheel and this wheel is a magnet. That's metal. That goes down when the disc changes to unstick it from that magnet. That's how that works. I'm gonna try to stick these underneath these rubber rounds, see if we can get this transport to sit up a little. Be very careful, that's a laser. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm gonna have to sit that back down so gently, or these are gonna fall down into oblivion. Oh, fuck. There we go. Son of a bitch. I don't want to get it too far away, or else the magnet might not catch, and then it's not going to be playing anything. I'm looking through the top down the holes just to make sure I get it just on. Okay, so with that, it feels like it lost some of its anti-vibration. It's not near as soft as it used to be. Let's try it. Disc 4. It seems to be the worst on 3 and 4. Oh. Play. Yep. I didn't like that one. Okay. Let's go back. Why is 4 not playing? I know this deck plays burnt discs. And this here is a burnt disc. Oh, now it is. Can't hear it, but nope, and it stopped. This is showing only one track. What the fuck is disc 4? I'm sticking this in my computer. I don't even know. Alright, I just stuck disc 4 in my computer. It's actually a burnt Windows Movie Maker project. That's why that one's not playing. So let's grab an actual CD for my collection, just for the sanity check that disc 4 does work. I don't know how that burnt movie made its way into my cartridge, but it did. Plays just fine. I wonder if I have a thin washer, because these are like pushing this thing up. I can feel the headphones vibrating. I do not want to stick these on my head and turn this all the way up. Okay, so I have a couple washers that are thinner, but they're wider. And honestly, that won't be an issue because there's nothing near the mounts. Now we see if I can lift it up without any of the washers falling off. Oh, I think I heard one. Yep, but it's accessible. I feel like this is the absolute worst way to fix this. And I'm sure there's probably a proper way to fix the issue I'm having at hand here. So I have some of these normal disc washers that are a little thinner. So they're a lot wider, but I don't think that'll be an issue. That's going to be the hard one. There's 4 neatly placed little zip ties on this colored cable. Yeah, the wider washer's not working. I'm nowhere in sight. Oh, I am in sight. I have nothing on the back. The front's fine. Well, it's tighter, but it's there. You know what? Let's just screw this side back down without any washers. Maybe we can get lucky and just lifting up this side was enough. Disc 5. It's not making any noise in it, and it's playing. I think it'll work with just the front. Well, I just let it play for about an hour. Ran fine. It skipped once, but I think that was a spot on my disc. The disc, when it's spinning, isn't making any bad noises. While I was let it playing, I did a Google search for the user manual. then believe it or not, I can find the service manual for this thing fucking everywhere. But I can't find the user manual. People want me to buy it. However, there's one website that has the preview of the front page. And there's actually a demo mode as you are watching. What you do is take the card out, turn it off, press power and previous track within a second, and it goes into this. All it does is just dance the display over and over. It's kind of cool. Let you see all of the possible elements. My curiosity got the best of me, and I went and downloaded the Pioneer product lineup from 93-94. This deck, the serial number on the back says 92. And then my single player out there, I think it says 96 or something. What the hell does it say? Let's go take a look. July of 96. Dang, your Pioneer sold a bunch of cool shit. Can you believe this little mini system is over 100 watts per channel? And this one's over 60? That's nuts. Don't bother Googling any of them. You will find none of these online. Hi-Fi components. Okay, so here's our multi-play disc changers. Mine is not in this catalog. So they start at the M502, 602, then they go to the 701, which is that. They have an 802, which to my understanding is the exact same deck, except it's a 12 disc. It's kind of hard. There's 2 carts. Then you have the PD-M3, which has 3 carts. Then you have the 901, which I haven't read the specs. It has less buttons. I see that much. Distortion is just a hair lower. Actually, here we can put them side by side. And so my deck, the dynamic range 96. Because my deck has a distortion of 0.003, and the 901 is 0.0028. I will give $1 million to anyone that can say they can hear that difference. Signal to noise ratio 104 versus 105. Oh boy, anything that's different. It's a kilogram heavier. Command ID talkback. See, mine has the talkback operation. Here it is. Talkback input. I don't know how the fuck to use it. If anyone needs a cart, it's the JDM 300. Pioneer sold some fancy shit back in the day. This is the 93-94 catalog. And you could still buy digital audio timers, reverb amplifiers, and dynamic expanders. And of course, it wouldn't be the 90s without your 40 and 50 inch projection TV and your 25 and 28 old school CRTs. And you could still buy wooden racks. So cool to look at these old catalogs. If you want to see something real funny, Google their top of the line for the time PD-95 CD player. Look at the inside of that damn thing. Well, as you can see, I have found a new way to keep myself entertained. I decided to try the demo trick on my little player, and sure enough, it's got it. I need to get the edge again. I didn't get that so well. I don't know what was on it, because this whole thing had a really nasty, musty smell to it. So I put on this stuff called Comet, which is basically just a powdered bleach, some warm water, and a scrub brush. It wasn't coming off very well. So I decided I'm going to full send it. So I pulled out a little magic trick out of my drawer. This is an automotive detailing brush you stick on a drill. That's why the little corner here that I kind of missed are circles. That cleaned it right up, and the water that came off of it was a very nice, lovely shade of brown. Got my phone plugged in. Had it on the big power amp. I think I had it up just a little too loud, just a little bit. Dark in the club with my clock. You wanna play and then this bitch going down. My poor CA800 took a nice ding. Whoa! My fan is pretty well knackered, and my Magnavoxes have got themselves a nice hole straight through the cone. The Infinities are fine though, thank God, because those are ones that are actually valuable. These Magnavoxes, there ain't really no worth to them. Daddy ain't around, probably out committing felonies. My favorite rapper used to sing, check out my melody. I wanna live good. there you go. Let me shut the fan off so it's not blowing in the camera. It works great. Cleaned up real nice. I got it fully loaded. I swapped out all my discs. And just letting it play. I didn't know I had this song on a CD. More you learn, I guess. But there you go, guys. If you enjoyed the video series, working on this classic Pioneer PD-M701 disc changer, you know what to do. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. But as usual, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.
Kill a nigga on my soul and really do it, that's the true meaning of a ghost rider. 10 G's to take your daughter out of here.